Hello everyone and welcome to my trailer breakdown of the Planet Zoo 2 trailer. And yes, we are saying it, it is something real. We are getting Planet Zoo 2 and we have a trailer. Even a few days after the announcement, I just can't believe it. So let's go to the trailer and let's start breaking it down and see what details we can find. I'm going to do something similar to what we did with the countdown scenes. Like, I took some screenshots of the different scenes that we have in the trailer, and we're going to zoom in and analyze all the different details that we can find in the different scenes, because I think there must be like many different things hidden here in the different scenes. So I'm looking forward to finding out more about what we have here in the trailer. Okay, so let's dive in. First of all, we can see this scene with the little girl. I love that they actually chose to like highlight or like emphasize the kid, the little girl, because zoos have a very important educational purpose, especially focused on children. So now we can see this scene on the air view, beautiful, and then we go to the little tiger. Now let's focus on this scene first. Here we have the screenshot of this scene from the ground view. The first thing that comes to my mind is this over here. The foliage looks amazing. Like, you don't see the flat textures or anything. They actually look like 3D leaves. Also the trees on the back. The foliage in Planet Zoo was always like outstanding, and because of course it's focused on nature, but right now in Planet Zoo 2 the foliage actually like looks gorgeous. The palm trees, the way the light is reflected on the palm trees. I think this is going to be amazing, especially with the foliage brushes that are already confirmed on the Planet Zoo 2 website. So we are going to have the beautiful brushes from, well, basically we have to see how they will work, but we have some brushes in Jurassic World Evolution 3 and we have them in Planet Coaster 2. They are a bit different, but I'm looking forward to seeing how they will work in Planet Zoo 2. So then, after checking out the foliage, we can start like focusing on the actual human-made pieces. Here we can see some like baskets. We see a bench. I'm loving the bench. And here maybe this could be a trash bin. Maybe this could be a donation bin. I'm not sure. Or it could be entire like a decorative, and it could be like a decoration, but it looks beautiful, the basket. This, we also see the lamps, and overall this zoo seems to be having like an Asian theme to emphasize the tiger that we see over here, the beautiful statue. I love that the statue has like more color to it. I love it. We also see some decoration. This one is something that I don't actually like. I can't figure out what it is. It's not foliage. It must be some sort of sculpture or decoration, but it looks really nice. We also see like these beams, wooden beams on the roof. And let me check this out. We have this facility. Absolutely love the balance that they're striking here of making us feel like this is a game, but still making the animals as realistic as possible. That's like the balance that I was so looking forward to in Planet Zoo 2, especially keeping the guest style. Also, this is something that I wanted to thank Frontier for. Thank you so much for keeping your traditional guest style. I love the guest style in the Planet games, and that is like a huge part of why I love building in the Planet games, because the guests actually feel alive. Their animations, their style, I really love them. I think that when games go to like photorealism with the people, it's usually not a good result. So just the cartoony style in the Planet games and improving the guests, like making them more detailed, like you can see these pockets here on the clothing, and you can see more details, but still keeping the art style of the guest. I think that was brilliant, and that was like one of my most important like top requests for Planet Zoo 2. So thank you so much to the team. Let's see what else we can find here. We have some like railings, and I'm looking forward to seeing what this structure is all about. Maybe it's for a restaurant or a seating area, or just something to see the animals from above. I'm really looking forward to that. I love the decorations. Let's see, we also have this fabric piece over here, and we have the built-in barriers. I personally don't see anything wrong with using the built-in barriers. I really like them, because I do like the extra like management layer of having maintenance for the barriers and having the mechanics like repair them. So I do like the built-in barriers also in combination with the custom barriers that we can build. Now we go to the air view of the zoo. And here there are many things that we can find, including what I think is our first animal and an animal that hasn't really been revealed, but it was teased later on in the trailer. Let's go to this. First, we can see different things in different angles, so I took 2 screenshots of this scene. We can see here the tiger in a different angle, a tiger statue with a fountain of different levels, and we can see like the people walking around the fountain. We can see the pathing in more detail, and well, we can also see this area that seems to be dedicated to like aquariums and fish. Based on this, we have the statue over here of a fish, looks really nice. We have a decoration here which looks like a fish. I'm really looking forward to that. I do love the animal signs and their style, so I will be adding a lot of signs to my zoos. Let's see what else we can check out. We have, of course, many rocks. In Planet Zoo, rock work is essential for making habitats look natural and beautiful, so I'm glad to see that we have many rocks. Then we can see the canopy over here. This is like a walkway, but this actually like creating shaded area in the zoo makes me wonder if in Planet Zoo 2 we're going to have something similar to the management aspect that we had in Planet Coaster 2, which is like when guests are like exposed to sun, they will become sunburned and they will look for shaded areas, or when it's raining they will look for shaded areas as well so they don't get wet. I love that management aspect because it brings so much to like the planning and the layout that you have to be aware of. So I do look forward to having that in Planet Zoo 2, of course with the option of disabling it if someone doesn't like to have that management aspect in the game, but I personally do love it. Then we can see this decoration over here. I love it. I really like it. I think it's unique. It's different from what we've seen so far. So kudos to the team for designing these pieces. Then we can see more facilities. I think this one is like the veterinarian or research facility. And okay, then we can see the benches again, the lamps. I think we've covered everything that there's to see here in this angle at least. And then we go to the air angle, where we can see something that really caught my attention, and I actually think that this is a tree kangaroo, because it is teased later on in the trailer, and we can see it here in the shape, even though it is a bit distorted because it's really, really small. I do think it could be a tree kangaroo. So let's see, let's cross our fingers because it's beautiful. It's a beautiful animal, and I'd love to see it in the game. Then we can see some buildings here, Asian type buildings. I do think that these will be blueprints because some of them are facilities. And what else do we have here? Okay, we have people here like watching or like taking a view of the vista here. And then what else do we have? These are like interesting like rooftops or platforms. I'm not sure what they could be. They're like hallways. Not really sure, but looking forward to seeing them when we have more info about the zoo. I'm sure that they will be sharing more info about this. It should be like the main zoo that they're going to advertise. And then we can see this. This is like a platform to see the animals. I'm thinking that this is a sort of habitat over here. And on the right, we see a seating area where people are just sitting, chilling, and relaxing over there, just taking a look at the animals. Beautiful, beautiful scene. Also, the foliage looks amazing here. Now with the foliage brush, it will be a lot easier to create this faster. And that is something amazing. Also, another thing that I'd like to highlight is that I'm loving this pattern on the floor here that I just saw. The rocks. I've seen these patterns in real life, so it's really nice to see them in the game as well. Okay, so let's continue the trailer. Now we see the little baby. Let's go back. We see the little baby. I love that they showed us the baby first. They're so cute, and actually the fur looks amazing. Really, I'm so looking forward to seeing the babies, and we can also see them chasing each other, which shows the new behavior system that they've developed. If you want to know more about the behavior system and their plans for that, the Xbox article has more information on that. It was written by the game director, and I covered that in a video on my channel, so you're welcome to watch that. Let's talk about the tiger here. If we zoom into the tiger, like, it's beautiful. It's everything that we've been like asking for in an animal remaster for Planet Zoo 2. I think that they've outdone themselves really with with the models that we've seen so far. And I'm so looking forward to seeing the lion. I do think that they will reveal the lion at some point, maybe June 6, June 7 during the events. I think that will be like the peak of their marketing efforts if the lion looks as beautiful as we expect it to be. Then we can see the eyes, we can see the stripes, also the behavior and the animations, the way the tiger is licking its paw. It's like, yeah, beautiful, top notch. What else can I say? The fur as well. You can actually feel the fur here. It's not like previously in Planet Zoo 1, the fur didn't look so hairy as it does right now. So it is like beautiful. I also love seeing the guests over here and their reactions. Maybe they've expanded the animations as well. And that's part of what I love as well in the Planet games, that the guests feel alive. At least that's my personal opinion on this. Like, I love the way the Planet guests, like, they move, they react to things, they move in groups. We have family groups, we have children, we have people of all different, like, characteristics, different origins, different, like, aspects. Yeah, like, I love how they've managed to create the guest style that looks so amazing. Also, the details, look at here, this one has a smartwatch. So I think they've added a lot of details similar to Planet Coaster 2 to the guests. So that is something that I'm highly anticipating and looking forward to. Then we go here to this beauty. And here we see the scene that I think got most of us emotional when we saw the trailer, really. Like, the emotions that came out when we watched the trailer, at least in my case, when I watched the trailer, was like amazing. I felt amazed by the work that they've done, how they've incorporated everything that we've been asking for throughout the years. Like, look at the fish. Look at the fish. I mean, it's beautiful. Also, we get not only the fish, it's not like an empty tank. They are swimming together. They are cohabitating. They are moving in like groups. I'm not sure if this is the technical word. I think it's like schools or shoals. We also have the decoration inside the aquarium. We have the rocks, we have the corals, which in the next screenshots we're going to check out the corals in more detail. We have the tube corals. We have rain corals, which I'm going to show you in a screenshot. We also have like the seaweed. We have, in addition to that, decorations, because this is like a sunken boat. So we have some sort of underwater decorations. And we can also see that this is like open at the top, and we can see where it's selling like the souvenirs. This is Trunk of Trinkets that we saw previously, a new brand that we're getting. And when I saw this one, the ocean sunfish, it's like beautiful. I didn't know the ocean sunfish before the trailer, so I'm already learning. I'm looking forward to learning more about fish and about birds. Yeah, already learning with Planet Zoo 2, which is like awesome. Something that I love about the game, that I've learned about so many species since Planet Zoo 1 launched. We can see the corals. Just look at the details here on the corals. I'm looking forward to like decorating the ocean, the aquarium, and creating coral reefs. Just think about the screenshots and actually seeing your animals thrive in this environment that you've created. It looks beautiful. Also, the turtles. We're going to have the spotlight of the turtle in just a moment. Okay, we're going to continue with the trailer, and we see this scene, and then we go to the turtle over here. Just look at the turtle. The turtle looks amazing, really. Like, look at this over here. Just look at it from below. Look at the shell. Look at it's amazing. Like, look at the neck. Look at the wrinkles in the neck. Look at the beak. I think this is called the beak. Also, look at the eyes. The eyes in the animals are like essential for them to feel alive. And I think Frontier does a great job. Even in Planet Zoo 1, they've done a great job with the eyes of the animals for making actually like them feel alive and that like they're actually looking at their environment and looking at you when you're like there seeing them in your zoos. They're like amazing. Yeah, that was my reaction. The little girl's reaction was my reaction too when I saw the turtle. Also, if we zoom in here, we can see more of the corals that we will have to decorate. Like there's so much variety and I love this. We also have some rocks that we can sink into the aquarium. I do think that the possibilities will be endless for the aquariums here. Then if we continue with the trailer, we see the staff actually like diving in the aquariums to take care of the aquatic animals and keeping the tank clean. I love this this idea of expanding the staff. I know that we had to have some form of like taking care of the animals, but they're actually like diving and going into the tanks and actually taking care of the animals will be amazing. Like I love the little details that they've included here. Like you can see the actual like wheels, you can see the oxygen tank, and on the back you can also see more details on the oxygen tank and the little like hoses. Like they've really captured all the details of this like uniform. Also this, which is for swimming. I'm not really sure about the word in English, but I'll have to find it. Please, if you know this word, let me know in the comments down below. Thank you in advance. Yeah, I think this is beautiful. Also, there is something that I'd like you to see here, something that I haven't seen a lot of people mentioning, is that we actually get a confirmation that we are getting modular gift shops again as well. I do hope that they will be like the Planet Coaster 2 version of the gift shops. Here we can see them over here with the souvenirs and with everything that we can like sell. We have, I think these are puzzles, we have mugs, and yeah, I just love them. I would love to have the Planet Coaster 2 version because we can place the shelves anywhere and guests can walk up to the shelves and actually pick up the merchandise and then go to the teller or the cashier, so the cash register. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how they will work. I'm looking forward to the modular gift shops and also to the updated restaurants from Planet Coaster 2. I would love to have both of them in Planet Zoo 2. Then we continue to this beautiful scene with the turtles, with the corals, and just looking at them from a different angle. We can see more corals over here. Just look at the beautiful corals. We have the tube corals. We also have like, this is the brain coral, I think, and we can see it later on in another screenshot. Once I saw the brain coral in real life in an aquatic museum that I visited close to where I live, and it was like so impressive. I absolutely loved the brain coral and I've been obsessed with that one since I saw it because it's so impressive that something can resemble that so much, and it's like natural. It's a natural formation, but it actually looks like a brain and it's beautiful. We can see more of the fish that we get here. I'm going to have to like learn a lot more about the different fish species, but I'm looking forward to learning, and they are beautiful. This one, of course, is you can remember it from Finding Nemo. And we also have surgeonfishes. We have Dory, that is confirmed from the website. I'm very happy to see that one. I would love to have the clownfish as well. It is such an iconic fish that I'd love to have it. I love also, like, here you can see the textures. I'm not sure if anyone has like spotted this, but look at the texture here. It's like it has some like crushed rock or like little pieces of rock at the bottom of the aquarium, and the overall rough texture is like beautiful. We also have some sort of like, I think these are dead corals, so it has like this balance or real life balance of a living reef where you have some living corals and you have some corals that are already like dying or in the process of dying. So I do think that this very nice representative of the ecosystem that it's trying to portray. Here we have a close-up of the little turtle. Let's move forward in the trailer. We have the close-up of the little turtle. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. In the close-up, we can again see the eyes of the turtle and how the reflections are making it actually feel alive. The eye looks like an eye. It doesn't look dead. It looks alive. It looks beautiful. It's like color, the reflections, the wrinkles, also the animations. I'm learning animation, 3D animation at the moment, and really reaching that level of the quality of the animation that we're seeing is like really, really like intensive, and it takes a lot of work and a lot of like research on the movement of the animal. And what we're seeing here is like so beautiful. Then we go here to this shot where we can see the sunfish from below. We can see our little turtles and overall the ecosystem. Also, we can see how the water looks from below. Like if we are inside the aquarium ourselves, we will see like this water from below, which is like super nice. Let me go here to the screenshot. And we also here, we can see more of the brain corals that I was talking about. We can see this brain coral. We can see this one with the light. And you can see like the little crests over here. Then I think we've already seen the corals and, well, the rock formations that they've added here to decorate the aquarium. So let's continue. And here we can see another scene. Let me show you, with a small detail that I'm happy about. This over here. You can see that there is water on the camera, and that is an effect that was also added to Planet Coaster 2. When we dive into the pools and then we leave the water, with the camera is filled with these little like drops, water drops, and they like run through the camera as if the camera was wet. And that is just a little detail that I absolutely love. It brings a lot to the realism, as if you were actually like diving into the water and not just looking at it from a screen. And yeah, so that is something that I also wanted to highlight here, because it's just shown for a second, but I do think that it will be awesome in the gameplay. We can also see here some more foliage. If we zoom in, we see the beautiful background and the lighting as well. So let's continue. And here we reach the scene where like we have hundreds of details, I think, to unlock. Let me just move here to the next screenshot, and yep, we have a lot to uncover here. So let's go like by sections. Here to the left, we have these walls, these panels. They look really nice. And this is what we were looking at from in the countdown. We were looking at this from like the entrance, and we saw the leaves and the archway, and it's like I really like this one. It's like creative and still matches the theme. Then we also see these are like the facilities for the staff. I love this little table that we can see here. If we zoom in, love the tables with the benches. Then let's see what else we can find. These are facilities, so they're probably going to be blueprints as well. Here we can see the cliff with the rocks, the foliage. The water looks amazing here in the background. Then we see, let's see, I think this is our first view of aviaries, this over here. This has like a netting around the enclosure, and I think that's what's going to create the 3D space where the birds are going to fly. And there we can see, here we can see some new like canopies and table like umbrellas. And we see the archways. They've placed this archway like in different places. And let's see what else we can find. Here we have another aviary. So that can give us a hint as well as how many species we're going to get. Like each one should be a different species, I think, or maybe they're also cohabitating with other species if possible. This is another one, like you can see over here, we see some netting, but we don't actually see the animals. Looking forward to seeing more about the animals in the upcoming news that they will be sharing. Here at the bottom, we also see the water. I think this is water. Then we see the food court. We see the new brand, Chief Leaf. We see Gelato Bros. I'm happy to see this one, and Gold Bee. Then let's see. Okay, this is very important here. This is what I think, like based on what I've seen, I think this is the restaurant, like the main module that you place in Planet Coaster 2 for the modular restaurants. This is like they should be like the cash register with a computer. I do think that this is the modular restaurant module, but I don't want to get my hopes up until we have a formal announcement, but I do think that we are going to get the restaurants from Planet Coaster 2, and I highly hope that we will, because people actually like, they get their trays and they walk up to their tables, and I think that is like super awesome. Like, I would love to see that in Planet Zoo 2. It opens up so many possibilities. Then we can see the cosmic cow here. We can see the canopy and like a resting area for the guests. And then we can see like, I think this is like called draping or like some sort of fabric for shading. And this is like part of the aquarium because here we can see like a huge glass area, like a window for people to see the actual fish, I think. And I think that is all. Here we have a small like facility that could be somewhere for the staff. Also, over here, I had not seen this. This is like also part of the water, the natural water that is flowing in the zoo. So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Also, before we move on, there are two details over here. Here we can see something, but I can't actually tell what it is. I think this has to be an animal because it is in an enclosure. We can see the habitat gate, but I can't actually like figure it out because the resolution is like not enough. We need more information, Frontier, please. Thank you. And here we see some small like boulders or little rocks as well. I think that is a very nice detail here where we have the camera. Awesome. So after this deep dive, let's continue with the trailer. Okay, so now we have like a close-up view of the facilities. Let me go to the next one. Here we see Chief Leaf, the new brand. I love that we have a new vegan brand like Viva la Vegan in Planet Coaster 2. This one over here, we have the little mascot. I'm thinking that this is vegan. It could be like vegetarian, not sure, but this gives me a hint of that we're going to have like more management for the dietary needs of the guests, sort of like in Planet Coaster 2. In Planet Coaster 2, you have guests that cannot eat dairy. You have guests that only eat like vegetables. You have guests that they can't eat meat. You have guests that prefer meat. I mean, so it's another layer to the management that makes everything more realistic. And I am personally a fan of the management aspect of these games, so I'd love to see more of this in the game as well. Then we can see the textures as well in the roof. I think this one looks fantastic. It looks like rough. It doesn't look flat. And I think it's a huge improvement from the textures. Just look at this over here. It looks like 3D. It doesn't look flat. And yeah, something to highlight here. We also see Trunk of Trinkets, which we can assume will be some sort of like gift shop that we're going to have for souvenirs, and I'm absolutely loving it. I can see the little mask. Oh, I didn't see this before. Look, see, when we zoom in, we find a lot more details. Like here, we can see a mask of a giraffe, and we can also see a mask of, I think this is a tiger, I think. And here we can see like the little plushies. We see the zebra, and we also see the elephant. And here we also see like this little like small post, and we see a sort of sign, but I can't actually tell what is in the sign over here. Not sure, but looking forward to seeing what this could be because there are many hidden details that we need to find out. The animals, of course, are the stars of the game. They're what we are here for, the animals, really. The animals are like the heart of Planet Zoo 2, and the heart of Planet Zoo and the heart of everyone in the community, I think, is like the animals, right? So here we can see the African savanna elephant, beautiful remaster, beautiful new model, like the wrinkles in the skin, the trunk. You can see like every individual like muscle and wrinkle in the skin. It's beautiful. We also see the wildebeest. I'm so happy to know that we're getting the wildebeest. And this is probably like because they have a new herding behavior. And wildebeest are one of the animals in the game that are known for herding in addition to zebras. So I absolutely love that we have it. The wildebeest is one of my favorite animals ever. So I'm so happy. I was so happy to see this one. We also see 3D grass, which I'm happy to see back. 3D grass. And we also have new behaviors that the animals will actually graze from the grass. So we don't necessarily I think we also need to have feeders, but they will also graze from the grass itself. And that is amazing. Amazing, really. Here, if we check the background, well, we can also see a little bit of an aviary as well here. We can also see that we have some poles and we have some netting, but I can't really tell many details here just by looking at it. So I'm looking forward to that, to seeing more of how the aviaries will actually work. Then we go here, we continue, and here we go to the zebras. Okay, we go to the zebras and the chimpanzees, but let's go to the zebras first. In the zebras, we see like a walkway here where people can actually walk on top of the enclosure, and just in the article, the Xbox article, the director mentioned that this is a custom built path. So I'm looking forward to seeing what that means, because it could be something from the pathing system that we got in Planet Coaster 2. It could be like something like a transparent or null path that we can actually like create ourselves and decorate. So I really want to know more about the pathing system. Then we see the zebras. The zebra is my mother's favorite animal, so the zebra has a special place in my heart. Every time I see a zebra, I love it, and I'm looking forward to seeing a herd of zebras like moving together and actually seeing our conservation efforts like moving forward and creating herds in the wildlife reserves that they've also teased. The wildlife reserves feature, now that I'm mentioning it, I was going to mention it later on, but I just want to say that I'm absolutely in love with this feature, the wildlife reserves. I think I included this one in my wish list for Planet Zoo 2 features. I absolutely love that this feature was included, because if you love animals, you want to see them thrive in nature where they belong. And zoos should play a key part in the conservation of animal species, and their purpose should not be to actually only display the animal. It should be to contribute to education and conservation. And education is already something that is part of the game, but conservation itself is something that could be expanded, and they are expanding it. And I'm loving that idea of actually seeing the efforts of your conservation efforts, like the results of your conservation efforts, actually there in the wild, expanding herds or reintroducing species that were endangered to their natural environment. So kudos to the team for the natural reserve feature, and I just wanted to share those ideas and thoughts here in my video. Awesome. So let's see what we can find here. I think we've seen most of the pieces. Here we see another piece that could be interesting. It looks nice. We see the railing. We see the rocks as well, the foliage. I love seeing the animals actually grazing from the ground where there is grass. I love that aspect. Maybe that will also introduce some management aspect. If they graze too much, maybe an area will become exhausted and it won't have any grass. We'll have to see and wait and see how this will work, but I really love the idea. Then we see the chimpanzee. We saw it in the trailer. The Western chimpanzee is beautiful, remastered. Just look at the face. It looks like a real chimpanzee. I've always watched documentaries in Animal Planet and National Geographic, and this looks exactly the same. Just look at the detail in the teeth if we zoom in. They actually have details in the teeth. They have individual strands of hair. You can see them here. Also the eyes. Look at the reflections in the eyes. They look alive. The nose. Everything looks so nice. Also the brachiation and the animations were improved. They can now sleep in the climbing frames as well. So that is everything that I could have asked for the base game animals. We were hoping for a remaster, but they've outdone themselves and actually rebuilt the animals from the ground, including their behaviors. Now we also see this one, the saltwater crocodile. Beautiful model, highly improved from Planet Zoo 1. I think I'm going to make a video highlighting the Planet Zoo 1 model and the Planet Zoo 2 model and contrasting them so we can see them better. But this is an actual amazing improvement in the model. Look at the eye, look at the teeth. This animal looks threatening, and that's exactly what we were hoping for in the models. Here we can see the scales. We can see how the scales actually reflect the shadows and the light in the water. Also, take a look at the lighting in the water. Take a moment to look at this. I think this is something that is a small detail that we tend to overlook when we're focusing on the animals themselves. But take a look at the lighting here and how the light is being reflected on the floor of this aquatic area, this water area. It's beautiful. The shader, the water shader that they've implemented is like amazing. We also here, we can see people like watching and seeing the animals here. And I think this is a vista point. So we will have again the vista points for people to actually go here and check out the animals. Beautiful. We also see another water crocodile, but in a wooden platform. So we can see it actually like on the ground, like not underwater. Beautiful again, all the details. And I'm looking forward to it. They also said that in the new behavior system, animals will like perform animations based on their mood. And I'm so looking forward to that. They will be lethargic if their environment is not correct or they don't feel well. That will be a lot more complex for the management aspect. And I'm so looking forward to that. Then we go to the flying species. And here we have our first view of aviaries and birds. When I saw this, I almost like lost it, really. When I saw the toucans, the taco toucans, they are like so beautiful. This is like the perfect scene for the setup. So let's check out the scene over here by zooming in. We see, of course, the taco toucan sign. This already prepared us mentally to see the beautiful toucans. We can see the decorations over here, the leaves, the rocks, the donation bins. I love that we are also getting like the traditional donation bins. I love them. And I also love these new benches that have like 4 seats. I think they're very practical. Then we see a sign. This apparently says, do not feed the animals, of course. Please do not feed the animals. We also see some baskets. And overall, the scene looks gorgeous. Then after in that scene, we see our first view of the taco toucans. Just look at them. They're beautiful, the way they're jumping on the ground. When I saw them like walking on the ground, I immediately thought like, are they going to fly? Are they going to fly? I was like dying to know if they're going to fly, and they did, and that was like amazing. But look at the color of the beak, look at the eyes, look at the legs, like well, I'm not sure if the technical term is legs here, but look at the claws, the feathers, they look amazing. And people are actually walking among them. So that is another cool, really cool thing. Then we see here in the trailer, if we move forward, we see the taco toucan here. It's also scratching itself. They blink as well. Also notice the blinking animation and how they just start flying here, and they go flying above the little girl, and they actually like turn around to see the birds. It's like beautiful. I really do think that if you see this picture anywhere, if someone doesn't know that this is Planet Zoo 2, they would think that this is an actual bird. So beautiful. And I love also the water in the background here. This makes me hopeful that at some point we will get the island generator from Jurassic World Evolution 3. I would love to have that one in Planet Zoo 2 as well. Maybe this could be something that they're going to announce. I do hope that it will be a feature. It would be great to have our own islands to build on. And then we go to the secretary bird, a beautiful bird that they've also included in Planet Zoo 2. I know that many people in the community wanted this little bird. It's like, I think it was at the top of the wish list. And I also think that this one looks beautiful. We see the feathers, the individual strands of hair. It's like beautiful, the upgrade on the fur, like textures. They look amazing. Also the eyes. I'm also like always emphasizing the eyes because I think that if you don't get the eyes right, the animals will never feel alive. And Frontier always gets the eyes right, the reflections, the movements, the blinking. And I do think that this is like super important. Also the beak, the way it moves, the animations. I think they are really beautiful. We then go to the next scene and we can see that it starts to fly and the little girl is like super excited, and there we have something, a little tease. A little but not little, not so little tease of a tree kangaroo. Yes, a lot of people spot this one, but it was so nice to see this one. The tree kangaroo is definitely coming to Planet Zoo 2 in the base game. It's like super nice, super nice to see that one. I love it. It's a very unique animal that we were like also hoping that we would get in Planet Zoo 2, and we are going to get it, so maybe like all our dreams can come true with Planet Zoo 2. Amazing. Also, I would like to emphasize that I loved all the details in the uniform of the staff member. I love that they're keeping the guest style, but I love that they're also adding new like details to the guests and the staff. Here we can see the Planet Suit 2, they're like the badge on the uniform. We see like even like the individual buttons. We see like the pockets, the radio, like all those little details that create that immersion that I absolutely love. Also, look at that, the texture here. It has like a rough texture in the uniform. So all that attention to details will very much like count in when we are playing the game. And there we can see the little baby, but it's actually flying free in a wildlife reserve. What more can we ask, right? What more can we ask for? If you love animals, you love to see them out there in the wild with no fences, with no cages. You just love seeing them thrive in their natural environment. That should be everyone's priority when it comes to conservation, right? So they are actually incorporating this to Planet Zoo with the wildlife reserves feature. It's flying over a natural wildlife reserve that we can create and customize ourselves and actually like see the results of our conservation efforts in the wild. This is like a scene from a National Geographic documentary. I absolutely love it. I love seeing the zebras moving in herds. I love seeing the wildebeest moving in herds and the secretary birds flying free, the elephants just drinking water from the water hole. It just completes the entire picture that we were hoping for. Like here, let's go to this screenshot. Just if we zoom in, they are grazing from the ground, from the grass. We can see the zebras moving in herds. We can see them actually like drinking water from the water hole. Also look at the ground textures and how they are blending in so beautifully. Like the water line as well. You can see the water line here and how it's reflecting the light. These are all details that have to be like developed and programmed, and we sort of like sometimes take it for granted, like how the light is reflected in the water, how the water is reacting to the surface, but everything here has to be like implemented and programmed and planned. And I'm thinking about this because right now I'm learning as well 3D animation and 3D modeling and game development. So now that I'm learning about this, I see all the little details and decisions that have to go into making or creating this that we're seeing right here. So I'm so thankful to the team for implementing this wildlife reserve feature. And then if we continue, well, we see the pre-order. The game is coming on October 13th, 2026. And we can also see the deluxe edition and the pre-order bonus. So I'm going to keep the trailer running here. What are my thoughts on this? It's looking amazing. Like I said in my initial thoughts video, I'm so looking forward to knowing more about the game and the features that it will bring. If they are announcing so much so early on, I can't imagine what is going to come next in the coming months. I'm sure that they have many new features to show us that they haven't already shown us or teased. I'm looking forward to it, and it was great sharing this trailer breakdown with all of you. It was very fun to go over all the little details and things that we could find. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. I will be sharing a lot of Planet Zoo 2 videos and news, so if you want to stay tuned, please like and subscribe. Really appreciate it, and have a nice day. I will see you in the next video. Thank you very much.